In this video, I want to walk you through the exact LinkedIn content strategy that we've used to book over 400 calls and make over 100K in just 12 months with our AI automation agency. I'm going to walk you through everything step by step, show you exactly what you should post, why you should post it that way, how to post it, and how it could look like for you. And in case it's your first time here, my name is Michele, and over the past 12 months, we've helped over 40 businesses implement AI and automations and taught over 20,000 people in the process, all starting with zero technical knowledge. With that being said, let's dive in. All right, so before we dive into any strategy, why do we post on LinkedIn? Well, when you ask yourself, which platform do I post on? The question you should be asking yourself is, who am I targeting? Right? And if you're targeting business owners are obviously on LinkedIn. It's a B2B platform, which is why I think LinkedIn is by far the best place to get clients for your AI agency. All right, and the reason why we post content is because content equals education. So you educate business owners, but you also create awareness, because now the business owner is aware to what AI automation can do. Whether it's voice agents, whether it's end-to-end automations, whether it's vibe coding, all that stuff is irrelevant. Just know that whatever you're showing, you're creating awareness and you're educating people on what they can do. Now, the actual content strategy is divided into 3 different kinds of posts. We have automation videos, lead magnets, and personal posts. So let's dive into the first one, which is automation videos. And these are to show your expertise, right? These are the thing that build the, you can say, authority, right? Because authority just stands for the fact that you know what you're talking about. Same example here, where I'm showing an automation right here, which is very structured with myself on the bottom right, and same thing here. And so what you want to do in these posts is, again, show your expertise by showing them exactly what you're building. And when I got started, I was posting a ton of these, which is exactly why business owners got to see what's possible. This is the awareness part. You're showing them exactly, hey, I just built this thing that does this for this person. Here's exactly how it works. And when they see it, it makes much more sense, because it's very easy to send a cold email saying, hey, I can automate your whole business. But unless they see it, they don't really understand it. And so this gives you the opportunity to show people, show, don't tell. And if you're new to the LinkedIn platform and you never actually posted any content there, just know that every piece of content has a text element to it and a visual element to it. So you can add images, you can add carousels, you can add whatever you want, right? And the text post as well. Now, the text portion is composed of hook, body, CTA. Now, the hook itself, if I read this, it says recruiters spend 100+ hours reviewing CVs, while this end-to-end system does it in seconds. Here's exactly how it works, or here's how it works. The hook needs to be 40 characters per line, it needs to summarize the whole post, and it's best to add numbers. So if I see here, recruiters spend 100 hours reviewing CVs, right? So I'm putting numbers, 100 hours. And this figure right here adds more of that impact when someone reads it, while this end-to-end system does it in seconds, right? And so you're adding numbers. Here's exactly how it works. Now, this summarizes basically the whole post, because I know that you're going to talk about an AI system that reviews CVs, so recruiters don't have to. Then we have the body. So collect resumes. Candidates upload their CVs as PDFs, system downloads and stores them, extract the text, AI pulls all relevant details from the CV, clean plus structured data. And so this gives a summary for every single point that you make. Now, for the body itself, a list works great. Avoid paragraphs and make it very easy for the reader. Bear in mind that 70% of LinkedIn users are on their phones. So why are you making posts that are paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs? Like, no one's going to read it. And so as you can see, the sentences really don't go beyond this, right? Why? Because we're making it mobile optimized. So someone on their phones can go here, they can read it, and obviously it has to be much smaller because it is a phone. And so not only do you break the sentences down, so they have to go arrow by arrow, but you also give them room to breathe, which makes it so much easier for the reader to be able to go through the actual post. Then we have the CTA, and the CTA stands for call to action, right? You're calling them to take action. So what is the next step that you want them to take? In this case, it can be, let me know down below what you think, or what's one task that you want to automate within the business, any kind of question that prompts some sort of engagement. And then lastly, we have the visual. And so the visual itself, in this case, will be a video, less than 4 minutes, because no one's going to watch anything that's above 4 minutes. This is not YouTube, this is LinkedIn. And the actual video should have an intro, a body, and a CTA. And so the intro can literally be, hey, I just built this system that does this for XYZ business. Here's exactly how it works. And so by doing that, you tell them, hey, I just built this system that does this outcome, right? That parses PDFs, that processes invoicing manually, or that automates the lead follow-up sequence, or that outcome, right? I just built the system that does outcome, because really they don't really care if it's called a human in the loop AI sales agent. They care about the actual outcome that the system will provide for them. And then the body will be, here's exactly how it works. And you will run the actual automation. You will show them exactly how it works without getting way too technical. Just give them a high level overview of what it actually looks like. And the NCTA can be, let me know what you think down below, or let me know what's one task you want to automate, right? Very similar to something that you would say right here in the CTA. So this right here is the first kind of post, which is the automation videos to show your expertise. All right, so the second kind of post is called a lead magnet. Now, a lead magnet, in case you guys don't know, it's something that's meant to attract people who are interested about your stuff, right? That's all it is. So by providing good stuff for free about what you do, you attract people who want that thing for free. So now you know that they're interested and you can reach out to them, you can talk to them and so on. Now, the reason why lead magnets work very well is because of the actual algorithm of LinkedIn, right? And so if we have John who comments on my post, then everybody who follows John gets to see that he commented on my post. So now I'm exposed to more people. And you can see that it's a compounding effect because the more and more people that comment on my post, the more and more people that I'm exposed to, right? Because their followers get to see my post. And so that's why we were able to make posts like these that got about 385,000 impressions, which is the amount of people who saw my post, which is insane. And then we were able to book so many calls off of just these posts right here. And you can see this is another example, 330,000, 1,500 likes. And this is another system that I built, and same thing with this, right? A bit lower, but still very, very good traction. Now, when you're thinking about what lead magnet post do I make, the question you should be asking yourself is, what is one thing that my person who I'm targeting would pay for that I can give away for free? And so for me right here, I know business owners wanted to implement AI automation in their business. And so what I did is I made a library on Gumroad of all like make.com automations, about 30 to 40, and I give away for free, something that people will usually pay for. And so by having this, I got a ton of people who wanted these sort of things. Obviously, a lot were just guys like myself who wanted to just sell these automations to businesses. But we also had a majority of people who were business owners who wanted to implement this in their business. And we got a ton of people who booking calls just off of seeing this. Same thing with this kind of automation that I made of make.com. And this automation solved the content problem. So a lot of businesses generate content, but they don't have the time. So I built this system right here, which generates content automatically. And so in doing that, a lot of business owners who want to generate content, they don't have the time and they want it automated, they commented because they wanted the exact post. And what I give them is the exact blueprint. So I give them the workflow so they can just install it in their own account and have it for free. Now, the exact structure of the post that we have within lead magnets is still consisted of a hook, body, CTA. Now, the hook itself is literally meant to hook them. It's meant to hook the reader to press read more or to read your post. Now, the most important thing when it comes to lead magnet is the first two lines and also the visual, because they're not going to see any of this unless they press read more right on their phone. And so you want to make sure that this right here makes them want to say, wow, that's crazy, and include numbers. And so I can say I spent 50 hours building these automation templates. Now I'm giving them away for free. And so someone's like, oh my God, he just gave away the whole thing for free that he spent 50 hours plus on. That's crazy. And so that's where they start pressing read more. And we have the body, which explains exactly what you're going to give away and how it helps them, and include numbers because numbers are always great. And so here, for example, I said why? Because last week, a small business owner told me he nearly burnt out trying to manage everything alone. I've built 20 plus make.com automations that cover almost all business aspects: project management, lead management, content creation, lead acquisition, video creation, marketing campaigns, and a bunch more other stuff, right? And I also give numbers as to how much time they save just by implementing these automations. I tell them the entire bundle is worth over 5K. And all they have to do now is comment creation to get access to the whole blueprint or the actual library of automations. And so this is how you get everybody to comment a specific word. So if someone comments creation, now I know that they are interested in what I do. And this is how we get more and more people to know about our stuff. And lastly, we have the visual, which is the thing that they look at. And the visual needs to look like a lot of perceived value. Perceived value just means that they perceive that is a lot of value. They think that is a lot of value, because realistically, they don't actually have it yet, right? They have to comment for something that they think it's a lot of value, which is where you have to basically go above and beyond with the things that you show here. So I showed a full library of automations and I actually give them the actual thing. It's a lot of value already, but obviously people use it to their advantage and they make a post, they make some sort of image that shows a ton of stuff. And obviously they overpromise, underdeliver, but it's not something that I like to do. So I actually give away the full thing. And just give away exactly what it is that you want to give away, as long as it solves the problem of the business owner. So that right there is how you give good stuff away for free for your ICP. And lastly, it's the personal post. So this is to show that you are human. This trips me up every time. It makes me laugh because LinkedIn has always been seen as such a professional platform, as in people say I'm proud to announce, or I just got this job, and really no one really gives a shit, right? But it makes sense because LinkedIn has always been the job where people go look for jobs and companies look for candidates. So there has to be some sort of professional thing that goes inside the platform. But at the same time, if you want to build a business inside of LinkedIn and actually build a personal brand stands for personal brand, right? The personal aspect needs to be there. And so business owners literally came on calls with me and they were excited to meet me. Why? It's because they know my story. They know that I was 18, broke. I started doing automations and then helped over 40 businesses and I taught over 20,000 people. And now I'm building brand. And so this can be any kind of story that you have to literally your day to day. It can be, hey, I just went to the park with my friend and I did this. Why do you do this? And so how many people can say that they're good at N10? Everyone, right? Especially if you watch the 12-hour course that I just made link up here. And so the way to differentiate yourself from someone who's already doing the exact same thing is by being you. Because not everyone can say that they're Michele, not everyone can say that they're Italian, not everyone can say that I like, I don't know, watching football, not everyone can say that I moved to Spain. Like all these things are things about me. And so you building your personal brand is also sharing your story, which is why I share stories about, hey, I was on a call with a client and I cried. Here's exactly what happened. Or almost 25,000 people follow me here. And I actually introduce myself in this whole post. I say exactly what I've done, my story, everything that I've done so far. Or when you have a new cool thing happen. And so for example, I hopped on a podcast with Leah Motley and I just give away the story of how it was insane to me, how 14 months ago or 15 months ago, I was just watching him build a chatbot. And then 50 months ago, I got invited to his podcast, right? Which is insane to me, right? And so I give the whole story and people relate to that. And that's how you really build a personal connection with someone. Now, just like the other post, the personal post consists of hook, body, CTA. And in the hook itself, you wanna say, what have you done? What are you sharing? And make it unique. So only you can say it. Now, guys, it's important that when you make a post on LinkedIn, just make it sound like you. I know it's very easy to use AI and so on, but AI is not gonna build your personal brand. You need to build your own personal brand. It's you. Right? If I read your post and it does not sound like you, then why are you posting it in the first place? That's not you, right? You're building someone else's personal brand. And so right here, for example, I said, I've made close to 100K in 11 months. Here are 20 lessons I learned the hard way. So I put a number here that only I can say because only I did it. Of course, there's someone out there who's done the same results as me and you can say the same thing, but this is my personal experience. And I say, here are 20 lessons I learned the hard way. So this is basically a step-by-step post that I give my lessons that I've learned, sharing my story and my losses and my wins, right? And then we go to the body, which in this case would be lessons in a list. So I say, number one, focus is everything. If you try to be good at everything, you end up good at nothing. Pick one area in AI and become great at it. Point two, play the long game. Results don't come overnight. There's always a lag between the work that you do and the results they show up. Three, consistency beats skill. I barely knew ChatGPT when I started. Others were better than me. I passed them because they quit, but I didn't. Four, document as you get good. Don't wait until you're great to share. Post while you're learning. The opportunity cost of waiting is all the content you could have built along the way, right? This sounds like me because it was me writing it, right? And so the body in this case is a list full of lessons, but in this case, it can be a story, it can be whatever it is. And I typically like to use the PASS framework. So the PASS framework stands for problem, agitate, solution. So what were you struggling with? How did it make you feel? And how did you overcome it? And this is the exact same framework that movies use, right? There's a problem, there's the climax. So like this happened because of that problem, and then the solution. And so that's exactly what you want to put in your post. So for example, for me, I was 18 in my bedroom in Southampton in the UK in university. The problem was that I wanted to leave the place and I wanted to put myself in a better situation and I didn't want to go 9 to 5. Then we go to agitate, and the agitate in this case, how did it make me feel? I was lost. I had no clue what I was doing. I was overwhelmed and I just wanted to get out. The solution is that I took so much action that it was unreasonable for me not to win. And now I've made over 100K. I've taught over 20,000 people and XYZ, right? And so that was a problem, agitate, solution. Why? Is because people love that story. They love the problem. They love to see you struggle. They love to see you talk about your struggles and what you feel in those times and how you overcame that, because that's inspirational. And finally, we have the CTA. So the CTA, usually you want to ask a question. So what's the biggest lesson you've learned so far? Why? Is because I'm talking about lessons here. Obviously, the post is much longer than this, but realize also that like the sentences are still the same length, short. Why? Is because we're still doing everything to be mobile optimized for people to actually see it on their phones. And lastly, we have the visual. Now the visual can literally be a picture of you smiling, working, or doing something. This is a picture of me. Now I've probably used this picture like 5-6 times in my post, but who cares? It's a picture of me. Why? Is because they will read these lessons, right? They will understand these lessons. They will see that you're human, that you struggled, and they will see a picture of you. So they relate that emotion that they're feeling when they're reading the post with your face, right? And that's how you build a personal brand. So now that we covered each one in specific, how does each one actually play a role in the bigger picture? Well, let's say you go to a restaurant, you order a burger and it comes with fries and it comes with a drink. Now the burger in this case is the automation videos. The drink is the lead magnets and the fries are the personal posts. All to say that this is a non-negotiable. You have to do the automation videos. You have to show what's possible. You have to show your expertise. Because if you just post personal posts and lead magnets all day, then they're not really going to know exactly what you do. But if you show your expertise, if you show exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it and showing them what's possible, then this in itself will get you far. Now, the personal post is great because you're posting about your story and that builds the trust, right? Trust in you because now they know your story, they know who you are. You're basically being very open to like your story and so on, which is great. And finally, the drink is the lead magnet because of the fact that it's always good to give good stuff away for free. And you can attract a lot of clients just by giving these sort of things away, right? Solving one problem for one customer in one way. All right, and I'm gonna leave the link to the Miro board in the second link down below, where you can go to my free school community. You can find it on the classroom section, the templates vault, the business content folder, and the LinkedIn content strategy. And you can press this link right here. Disclaimer is that not everybody gets in, so please put some thoughts into your answers before you apply, and I'll see you on the inside. And if you found value from this video, you're gonna love the one-to-one mentorship program, where I actually get to work with you one-to-one to help you start and scale your AI agency. If you're interested, check the first link down below. And now that you know exactly what content to make, the next question that you should ask yourself is, what do I make content on? Which is exactly why I made a 12-hour end-to-end tutorial course right here, where I walk you through exactly how to become a beginner in AI automations in end-to-end to a master building automations for themselves and for other businesses. With that being said, I hope you found value from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.